This is KGW News at Sunrise.
We have breaking news from overnight. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is dead after he was shot during a campaign event. We'll have the latest details on his assassination coming up here in just a minute. Plus,
like losing a family member. It really was. There was an empty spot right here.
A beloved motorcycle stolen. A veteran uses it in memorial rides for other vets and ceremonies. His plea to the thief this morning. Plus,
any age restrictions?
Not at all. Nope. Well, actually, yes. They have to be 16 or older.
16 or older.
16
but
or
60,
older.
I could qualify.
Yes.
With a baseline of fitness.
Yes.
who is that fine, life-saving specimen?
There you go.
Whoa, whoa!
Yes. Feet first, please. This is going to be good.
That felt much higher up at the time.
We have a brand new Rod on the job. Clearly, Rod learning how to be a lifeguard at Grant Pool there in Northeast Portland. That segment coming up, I believe, Rod, at 5:15.
I want to be clear. When you're sitting in that lifeguard chair, it does feel like you're really high up. I feel like the camera angle didn't
Is that a
really
weird
show
feeling for
how
you?
high up the chair was.
Yeah, why not
To
just
jump
sit on
in,
the edge of
yes.
the pool? I mean, you'd be closer to the water at that point, and then you could just go right in.
you need the view. You need the view. But
that makes sense.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do need lifeguards.
Yes,
So it is-
and that's one reason we did that
Yes.
story. So that's coming up. Here's a look outside this morning from our Rose City camera. We have cloudy skies over the city right now, 64 degrees. There are some breaks around the valley. It's going to be a nice day. I think we'll be sunny before the noon hour, 72, 81 the high. Yesterday, by the way, for the first time this month, we did do it. We hit 80 degrees. Weekend looks great. That forecast is coming up shortly.
All right, more from Rod here in a few minutes, but right now we do want to get back to our top story this morning. It's the breaking news we mentioned right at the start of the hour. Former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has died after he was shot while giving a campaign speech. The shooting happened around 7:30 last night, our time. He was taken to a nearby hospital, but was pronounced dead just a few hours ago. Officials say the suspected shooter has already been arrested. 2 years ago, Abe stepped down as Japan's prime minister for health reasons. He was actively campaigning, though, for other members of his political party. And again, he was shot while delivering a campaign speech. We'll continue to update this story for you as more information becomes available during our Sunrise show this morning. And the Today Show will also have more on Abe's assassination starting at 7 o'clock.
All right, now to some of our local headlines this morning. An elderly woman visiting her husband in the hospital now has serious injuries herself. She was leaving St. Vincent Hospital and crossing Barnes Road last night around 8 when a driver ran a red light and hit her. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says the driver then took off. Surveillance video shows the crash and the car. They're searching for it now, but so far not releasing a description yet. Because St. Vincent's isn't a trauma care center, the woman was taken to Emmanuel Hospital for care with serious injuries. Gresham firefighters saying 2 apartment fires that broke out within minutes of each other last night really put a strain on their resources. This was the first call that came in at 10:51 on Northeast Russell. Fire damaged an upstairs unit and attic, along with smoke damage in other units. Then the next fire call came in 2 minutes later on East Burnside. It damaged an empty apartment. No one was hurt in either fire. Gresham says because these 2 calls were so close, Portland Fire had to come in and help. A neighborhood alert in Northeast Portland and Gresham for a potentially dangerous man who escaped his treatment home. Christopher Hall was convicted of holding a woman hostage at knife point at a Portland McDonald's in 2019. He was found guilty except for insanity and was sentenced to 20 years at the Oregon State Hospital. But he was conditionally released to a neighborhood group home. Hall was last seen in Northeast Portland between MLK and Grand yesterday. If you see him, call 911. And those are some of your morning headlines.
A 75-year-old Navy veteran from Gresham is hoping he gets one of his most prized possessions back. It's his Stars and Stripes motorcycle that he says was stolen right outside his apartment complex this week.
Yeah, he's reported it to Gresham police. So far, no leads. Here's Alma McCarty.
Multiple times a week, if not multiple times a day, Edwin Anderson can be found with his fellow veterans.
I spent 20 years in the Navy. I sailed on 5 ships, stationed in 3 countries, spent 13 months in Antarctica.
He's a member of the Patriot Guard Riders. The group's mission is to honor service members and veterans.
It seems simple. A bunch of guys come out, stand with flags, and then we leave. But for the families, it really means something special. Whether there's 2 of us, I've done missions with just 2 of us, or there's 50 of us.
Outside PDX Thursday, the volunteers stand holding flags high to remember the life of a 24-year-old who was serving in the Navy. He died in a crash in Virginia Beach. His body returned home to his family in Oregon. Among the Patriot Guard's other missions, attending the funeral services of fallen American heroes.
Just asked me if I was available Monday. We got 2 missions Monday up at Willamette, and I said, yeah, I'm available, so I'll be taking the car.
Normally, the 75-year-old veteran would take his motorcycle, this 2011 Honda Shadow Aero with stars and stripes.
Well, that's a good paint job. It's not a paint job, it's a wrap.
He says his bike was stolen from right outside his apartment in Gresham, from this complex on 2700 Powell Boulevard. He noticed it was gone early Thursday morning as he was preparing to head out to Willamette National Cemetery.
Came out with my flags for the mission, and the parking space was empty. My neighbor said she went out for a cigarette at 3 o'clock and it was there. When she left for work at 5:30, the bike was gone. And I think they picked it because of the way it looked.
Anderson reported the theft to Gresham Police and to his insurance company. He's hoping for the motorcycle's return, though he has his doubts.
Like losing a family member. It really was. It was an empty spot right here.
Bike or no bike, his mission and service continues.
Take care of it. Don't strip it, ride it.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
The Humane Society of Southwest Washington is really needing some help getting animals adopted right now. They say since November of 2020, adoption rates have decreased 70% nationally. Financial insecurity is partially to blame, since more people are facing evictions, homelessness, job loss, and now inflation. They just feel like there's not enough money to take care of a pet. So animals are staying longer at shelters, going from an average of 11 days to now 16.
So we can house just over 100 dogs here at any given time, and we're at about 100 dogs. So we're at capacity, and we can safely house just over 100 cats, and we are probably at 150% capacity on cats.
Wow, but here is some good news. The Humane Society says it is adding more staff and more construction and off-leash space to accommodate the rise in lost pets and strays. For more information on how you can adopt, go to southwesthumane.org.
All right, before we check in with Rodney Hill again, we are going to take a quick look outside. This is a live look from Lincoln City this morning, courtesy of our Chinook Winds Casino Skycam there. Blue skies,
Yes,
Rod. Kind of a crazy week. Since the very beginning, we've been talking about rain in the area, even though we're almost at mid-July, but we're through all that.
I did not believe you yesterday when we started out with some rain, and then you said it was going to be 79, and then, you know, slowly the sky parted and we hit 80.
The trust factor, the trust factor is not there.
Well, I got nervous because you weren't expecting the rain yesterday that we got.
Let me tell you, there are plenty of days I'm nervous about my forecast too, so don't feel bad. We did hit 80 yesterday, and remember, you know, as Nina mentioned, we had rain in the area for a second straight morning yesterday. The forecast is now all dry today and all dry through your weekend. Here's a look at our 2 states, and nothing's showing up. There are varying clouded areas around. We saw that live cam in Lincoln City, and remember, it was kind of partly cloudy. There's not a solid marine deck at the beach this morning, but we do have some passing cloudiness in the area. And it looks like, this is 9 o'clock this morning, by the time we get to lunchtime or noon, that should be moving on, and generally speaking, it will be mostly sunny, and then we're off and running with really nice weather. We'll play this into this evening. Great stuff. Here's tomorrow morning. A little bit of cloudiness passing through the area again on your Saturday, but then again by noon we go sunny. Futurecast does pick up a few spotty showers out east tomorrow, but I mean 99% of the area is going to be dry. And our weekend plans are looking mighty fine no matter where you find yourself. So we have the clouds over the city right now. now from the Wells Fargo building. We are at 64 degrees currently. Here are the other numbers. 57, a little bit cooler down in Salem. 48 in Newport with partly cloudy skies. That's, I think, the cool spot. Yeah, on the entire map. It's 55 over in Bend this morning. Going to be a mostly sunny day over in Central Oregon. So if you are going to the coast today, it looks like mid to upper 60s, generally speaking. Some morning cloudiness around, and then a sunny afternoon. Winds will be fairly light from the northwest. And in the valley, we should get up to around 80 degrees for a second straight day. This shows Salem getting up to 81. Again, sunshine coming and light northwest winds. Here's the 7-day. We go 81 today, 82 tomorrow. I think Sunday has a good chance to be perfectly clear from start to finish. We'll get up to 84. We develop an east wind, and then we have that hotter air moving in just for a couple of days. We could be as toasty as 94 on Monday and Tuesday, but then cooling back down with a westerly breeze returning on Wednesday and Thursday. Notice no rain on that forecast. Okay, so I had a great time learning how to be a lifeguard. It's the latest rod on the job. We went out to Grant Pool. And see me holding my arms there. It was a chilly day. I did not realize that the city of Portland heats their outdoor pools. Wow. The water temp was 84. Ooh. But there's more to the story than my happiness of the warm water. That's coming up.
Fair warning, does the shirt stay on or does it come off?
No, it stays on.
All right.
This is a family program.
Good point. We will have that for you, I promise. Worth watching at 3 minutes from right now. But before we get to that, a quick reminder that our KGW School Supply Drive is coming next month. But right now is the time to get on board to help us out. You can sign up your local business or your local organization to be a school supply drive collection site. Sign up at kgw.com/school and we'll send you an official collection kit. Last year, we helped send more than 15,000 local students back to school with the supplies they needed. This year, with your help, we can set up even more kids for success in the classroom.